Deep in the heart of an ancient forest, nestled among mossy pines and whispering leaves, stood a weathered cabin where a close-knit group of salamanders lived. The setting was peaceful, bathed in dappled sunlight and the gentle song of birds. Amid this tranquility, the creatures carried on with their quiet lives, unaware of what was about to arrive. Nearby, an Italian pizza chef skillfully tossed pizza dough high in the air, blending modern craft with woodland charm. One salamander pointed toward the flickering light of a strange device on the cabin table. We begin to meet our salamander friends, Hopper, the daring scout with deep green scales, Mirella, the thoughtful healer with a pattern of blue streaks, and Grindel, a sturdy planner draped in olive hues. They gathered cautiously around the glowing phone, their eyes wide and full of questions. As the sun dipped lower behind the trees, a new mystery brews, beckoning us to follow closely. Hopper sprang forward, his voice carrying a mix of excitement and concern. "We need to figure out where these calls are coming from," he declared. Mirella nodded, pressing her delicate fingers to the screen. "The voices speak of things we've never known, the future, dangers, even funding for public travel through the forest." Grindel frowned. "It's odd. Why would anyone call us about public transportation funding? Besides, who could be on the other end?" Hopper stayed firm. "As long as we know, we'll be ready." Their conversation revealed the first threads of what would soon challenge their trust and unity. Suddenly, a shadow lurked beyond the trees. Zarkin, the cunning salamander with scales darker than midnight and glowing crimson eyes, watched from the shadows. Unlike the others, his intentions were selfish and driven by thirst for control over the forest's resources. He muttered under his breath, "Those calls are mine. With them, I will manipulate the others and seize the future for my own gain." His motives clear, Zarkin prepared to set his trap, hidden beneath a guise of aid and rescue. Little did Hopper, Mirella, and Grindel know that their path was about to twist sharply. The elements of trust and doubt began to clash. The mysterious future calls brought talk of public transportation improvements, a subject that Mirella felt passionate about, believing it could unite the woodland community. Hopper, however, worried the calls might be manipulative, suggesting they pause and gather more information. Grindel, caught in the middle, urged caution but leaned towards helping the community as urgently as possible. The idea of a rescue mission to save a trapped friend fueled their debate. Mirella said kindly, "We can't just stand by while others may be in danger." Hopper replied sternly, "But rushing in blind might play into their hands." The seeds of conflict were sown, and choices loomed large. From the shadows, Zarkin revealed his ambitions, to control the forest's public resources and influence every decision through fear and misinformation. He called a secret meeting with his closest allies, laying out a plan to lure his friends into a trap under the pretense of needing rescue. Zarkin sneered, "This rescue will be our stage. Once they step in, the forest will belong to me." His voice dripped with cruel confidence. This disclosed his goal plainly, power through manipulation, and he was willing to exploit even their mutual care to get it. Back at the cabin, tensions rose higher as their debates turned personal. Mirella's compassion clashed subtly with Hopper's pragmatism, their voices sharper now. "You don't see the bigger picture," Hopper accused quietly. "And you're ignoring the risk," Mirella shot back softly. Grindel tried to mediate, but we must face both sides carefully. This quiet argument weakened their unity without even realizing it, setting the stage for fractures to deepen. Hey friends, before our story continues, if you're enjoying the Salamander's adventure, please like, subscribe, and comment the word slop below. That really helps us connect and grow this wonderful community of viewers like you. Now, back to the woods where fate calls and challenges deepen. Under Zarkin's plan, the rescue mission was initiated. Lured by the promise of helping a trapped friend deeper in the forest, Hopper and Mirella entered a narrow ravine, where hidden signals tricked them into an ambush zone. Zarkin's shadowed forces blocked escape routes, revealing the cruel snare. Trapped, Hopper whispered to Mirella, "This was no accident." She replied grimly, "We've been played." As the trap snapped shut, the air thickened with danger and uncertainty. Back at the cabin, Grindel coordinated a search and rescue to reach Hopper and Mirella. Yet every attempt was foiled by Zarkin's well-planned blocks. Frustration clawed at Grindel's voice. I'm trying everything, but the path is always cut off. He pounded a fist on the wooden table, feeling the weight of failure. The others feared they might lose their friends to this deception, their unity strained under pressure. Zarkin, sensing victory, tightened his grip. His voice echoed over the hidden forest speakers, your friends are lost to you. Join me or lose everything. Confidence surged in his crimson eyes as he advanced plans to extend control. Yet under that, a flicker of unease unsettled his normally cold demeanor. His grip had yet to fully close. Meanwhile, back in the cabin, Hopper and Morella's disagreement escalated. Frustration boiled as Hopper accused Morella of rushing into danger, while Morella argued compassion couldn't wait. Grindel sighed deeply, your quarrels could cost us everything. This moment of conflict threatened to dissolve their precious bond in the face of mounting peril. In a quiet moment away from conflict, Morella noticed a pattern in Zarkin's communication. His messages were oddly repetitive and contained a flaw, a brief static that disrupted the signal. She shared this with Hopper, pointing out, if we disrupt his communications, we could weaken his control. Hopper's eyes lit with hope, then let's work together despite everything else. This realization rekindled their fragile alliance, offering a new plan to confront the threat. With careful coordination, Hopper, Morella, and Grindel launched their counterattack. By jamming the corrupted calls and cracking the trap's communication, they dismantled Zarkin's control. Cornered and overshadowed by their resolve, Zarkin's crimson glare dimmed. Defeat was near. He snarled, you may have won today, but this forest will always challenge you. Yet hope shone clearly brighter than fear. The cabin returned to its peaceful rhythm. The salamanders sat together and reflected on their trials. Hopper smiled, I see now that understanding others is our greatest strength. Morella agreed warmly, compassion and caution must walk side by side. Grindel nodded, community and trust will always be our backbone. Their experiences had changed them, not just survivors, but wiser, closer friends bound by shared trials and new hope. As the forest settled and stories were shared among friends, a quiet reminder echoed, all elements of slop in this story, the mysterious calls, the trap, the mission, were imagined and created through artificial intelligence. The magic of storytelling blends human imagination with evolving technology, never replacing the genuine bonds that hold communities together. Thank you for sharing this journey of empathy, courage, and growth.